My coffee's brewing back there, the cats are playing, the dog's sleeping, and flat earthers are still stupid. In 1990, the Galileo spacecraft made its second pass around the Earth. As it flew away, it took a time-lapse video of the rotation of the Earth from 1.3 million miles away. Now, that 1.3 million miles away will be important later. But let's get into it. Now, I'm not so ignorant to realize that there won't be questions asked because, those flat earthers like their questions. They don't like the answers, but they like the questions. So here's the answer to the question. But first, I'll give you the question. Here's the question. Why can't we see it change from daytime to nighttime? It is, after all, a 25-hour cycle. Well, the answer to that I can think of would be that because the spacecraft isn't orbiting the planet, it's not running into nighttime and then back into day. It's moving straight away from the planet, keeping the sun at the same angle to the planet and itself as it's moving away. If you look at the side of the planet, it'd be the left-hand side, you'll see that the shadow never changes, which means the sun is in the same relative position. Simple. The next question, why aren't the clouds moving or morphing, changing at all? All they do is stay the same. You're talking about cloud masses that are thousands of miles, hundreds of miles wide. You're not going to see a lot of change at 1.3 million miles away. Remember I told you that 1.3 million miles away would be important later? Well, it's later. When you're standing on the ground looking up at the clouds 6 kilometers above your head, you can see an appreciable movement of the clouds. They move quite quickly. But if you're 1.3 million miles away, the clouds are not going to look like they're moving that fast. A corollary to that would be if you're driving along parallel to the mountains and you look out your window, in the distance you see the mountains going by very slowly. But as you approach the mountains, they go by faster. The closer you get, the faster they'll go by. You're 1.3 million miles away looking at clouds trying to discern a tiny little movement. 1.3 million miles away looking at a ball 40,000 kilometers around, trying to see movement in a cloud 100 miles wide. You're not going to see a movement. It's perspective, as you always like to say. The next question, I think, would be, why aren't there any stars? Where's the moon? Shouldn't you see stars and moon? No. You won't see the stars because, like your eyes, if you have a strong light source, you can't see the weaker light source. For example, when you try to see stars in the middle of the day, you can't see the stars. The sun is too bright. Likewise, if you're trying to find stars around the Earth with its reflected light, it's too bright. If you adjust the contrast to the point where you can see the stars, Earth will be a big bright glob in the middle of the video. You won't see any definition on the Earth at all, but you will see the stars. You can't have both. And in the same vein, why can't we see any satellites? For the same reason you can't see the stars. The Earth is too bright. Also, can you see the swarm of flies on a woodchuck 2 miles down the road? No. And where's the moon? I would imagine it's behind the Earth, if I had to guess. I know this question will come up too. It's an oldie but a goodie. How can water curve on a spinning ball? Because water always finds its own level. Okay, we'll try it again. An average human is 0.86 meters cubed. The average Earth is 1.083 sextillion meters cubed. Therefore, the Earth is only 1.26 sextillion meters cubed larger than the average human adult. Earth's gravity is 9.8 meters squared. Its circumference is 40,075 kilometers. Its period of rotation is 23 hours, 56 minutes, 4 seconds, or 24 hours rounded. It's 1,670 kilometers per hour spin. And it's that spin over 24 hours that is not fast enough to counter the pull of gravity, which allows water to form its level even on the outside of a spinning ball. Everyone seems to forget how big the Earth is. 40,075 kilometers is not tiny, which also answers the question of why can't we see the curve? Because you're fucking tiny on a big goddamn ball. And on a closing note, I'd like to say that the coffee's delicious, the cats are sleeping, and the dog is outside. Thank you for watching, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.